Let us continue the previous chapter, but I have started in the earlier video. Indian economy on the eve of independence. Today we will explain the demographic condition of Indian economy during British period. The population of British India were first collected through a census in 1881. It revealed the unevenness in India's population growth. 1921 is known as Year of Great Divide. The growth rate of population was stable. That was the reason for which we say 1921 as a year of Great Divide. Before 1921, first phase of population transition, we find high birth rate associated with high death rate. After 1921, there was high birth rate but low death rate. Now see the demographic condition of Indian economy. Number one, high birth rate and high death rate. High birth rate, that is 48 per thousand, and death rate was 40 per thousand. Birth rate refers to the number of children born per thousand people in a year, whereas death rate refers to the number of people dying per thousand people in a year. And we see during the British period, both birth rate and death rate were very high, nearly 48 and 40 per thousand respectively. High infant mortality rate. The infant mortality rate refers to the number of infants dying before reaching the age of 1 year per thousand live births in a year. So infant mortality rate, it is below 1 year, and live births. Per thousand. The children below 1 year live births dying in a year, which was 218 per thousand. It shows that lack of adequate public health facilities, the occurrence of frequent natural calamities and famines resulted in widespread poverty and high infant mortality rate. Next is low life expectancy. It refers to the average life of a person. Life expectancy is the average life of a person. It was very low for around 44 years in contrast to the present 68 years. Low literacy rate. The overall literacy level was less than 16%, which increased to 74.04% in 2011 in India. Out of this, female literacy level was at a negligible low of about 7%. Next, low standard of living. At the time of independence, people used to spend 80% to 90% of their income on basic necessities. This spending was not adequate for the satisfaction of their needs. Some parts of India were severely affected by severe famines and millions died. The worst famines in India was Bengal famine of 1943 when 3 million people died. Next, poor health facilities. There was a lack of public health facilities for the majority of the population. As a result, there were widespread water and airborne diseases, and Britishers they had not started any health facility in India. Thus, demographic condition during the British period exhibited the stagnant and backward of Indian economy. So it results in what? Stagnant and backward economy. Next, occupational structure of Indian economy during British period. Features of occupational structure. We find two features. Number one, predominance of agriculture and growing regional variations. Agriculture was the principal source of occupation. 75% population engaged in agriculture, resulting in backwardness of Indian economy, showing during the colonial period. So it shows backward economy and agriculture. The manufacturing and services sectors accounted for only 10% and 15 to 20% respectively. The growth of all the three sectors was imbalanced. The second feature, we find growing regional variations. There we see that states like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and West Bengal witnessed a shift of dependence of the workforce from the agricultural sector to manufacturing and the service sectors. However, there had been an increase in the share of the workforce in agriculture during the same time in states such as Odisha, Rajasthan and Punjab. Now next we have infrastructure. Infrastructure can be referred to the basic physical operations of a nation or a business such as communication, transportation, water, sewage, etc. This operation can be highly expensive investments and an important aspect of the economic development of a country. During colonial period in India, the basic infrastructure such as water transport, railways, post and telegraph, ports, power, health facilities were developed but to serve the colonial interest rather than serving the common people. They were never interested in the growth of Indian economy. Railways. British introduced railways in India in 1850. Railway began its operation in 1853. Railways were developed to move finished goods physically from Britain to different interior parts of colonial India. Britishers wanted to widen the size of the market for their own goods. So, the purpose of introduction of railway to serve the colonial interest. Roads. Roads were developed for mobilizing British Army within India to facilitate transportation of raw materials from different parts of the country to the nearest railway station or to the port to send it to Britain. Next, ports. Ports were developed to export raw materials and import finished goods from Britain. Communication. Post and telegraph were developed for the purpose of maintaining law and order. The expensive system of the electric telegraph in India was developed to enhance administrative efficiency of British government. Next, we have power. The total generation of power in India since 1950-1951 was 6.6 billion kilowatt. The major sources of power were coal 57.1%, oil and gas 37.1%, and water 5.8%. Health facilities. Health facilities were quite inadequate. The spread of health infrastructure was limited to big towns. This was accessible only to a few select sections of the society. Inadequacy of health infrastructure got reflected in heavy incidence of epidemics that occurred frequently, high death rate, high maternal mortality rate, and high infant mortality rate. So this was the India's condition during the British period.